We're coming close to the end of this debate. America and Americans are in trouble. They're hurting. Millions of our constituents are in great pain. They've lost their homes. They've lost their jobs. Their salaries are not keeping up with the costs that confront them. And so we come here, 435 of us, and 5 representing the territories and the District of Columbia. We come here to act on their behalf, to try to make a difference, to try to ease the pain that this economy has visited upon them. Those of us who have been here for many years have heard this debate very often. And I tell my friends, I'm sure that had I been here in 1929 and 1930, I would have heard much the same representation. And we were told, frankly, in the last of the 80s, stick with us on this economic program, and it didn't work. And we were told in 2001 and 2003, stick with us on this economic program, and it didn't work. And like the failed program of the 20s that brought our economy so low, the failed policies of the early part of this century have brought this economy to the lowest point it's been since the policies of the late 20s. And so we hear the debate. We hear the debate about investing in our people. We hear the debate about trying to build up our economy, create jobs, and we hear one argument that do it our way. Do it our way, and you'll create those jobs. Well, my friends, we did it your way. In 2001, and 2002, and 2003, and 2004, and 2005, 2006, 2007, and in 2008. And we had the worst job performance of any administration since the late 20s and early 30s. I would hope that every member on this floor, of whatever party, of whatever ideological persuasion, would pray that this bill works. Not for political purposes, because if this bill works, we will create those 3.5 million jobs. Am I absolutely assured that it will? I am not. I regret that I'm not. But the best advice and counsel that I have received over the last 5 months that we've been working on this bill, September, October, November, December, January, as we hemorrhage jobs in this greatest economy on the face of the earth, as 1 million people lost their jobs over the last 60 days, as 65,000 Americans lost their jobs in one day 2 weeks ago. And so America expects us to act. And none of us can guarantee that we have all the answers. But economist after economist after economist, including one of John McCain's economic advisors, says that we have to act with speed, and we have to act substantively, and we have to act with large investment. On the tax side, in cutting taxes, millions and millions and millions of Americans will receive a tax cut when we pass this bill and President Obama signs it. Millions and millions and millions of people will be helped as they've lost their jobs and can't put food on the table of their families, will be helped by this bill. Millions of families who know that their children are going to have to compete in a global marketplace will be able to send their children to college because of this bill. And in addition to that, we will invest billions of dollars in making sure that we are no longer subject to being held hostage by the oil barons who wish us no goodwill. And so, my friends, we come pretty close to the end of this debate. And we ought to vote not as Republicans, not as Democrats. We ought to vote recognizing the policies that we've been pursuing have not worked. Demonstrably, statistically, obviously. There's no argument on that. Millions of people unemployed. Millions lost their jobs under the economic policies we've been pursuing. And so, yes, President Obama said to the American public, we need to change. This is our moment. We need to move in a new direction. And that's what this bill does. Some would like to stay on the same path, pursuing the same failed policies. The sign of a good person and a good legislator is to say, I moved in this direction and it didn't work, and so I'll change directions. That's what this bill does. Every American prays this bill will work. I think all of us pray that this bill will work. I hope that we come together, not because this bill is perfect, but because it is a substantial investment of America's money in resuscitating its economy that is causing it such great pain. My friends, it is time for us to act. Vote for this bill to restore, to recover, to invest in a better future for all those who sent us here, hoping that we would act in their best interest, the best interest of their children, their family, and their country. I believe voting yes is doing just that. And I urge my colleagues to do just that